Hi, in this short tutorial we're going to talk about quiz number 4 and the review for the quiz 4 old PDF document that I've given to you on your flash drive. If we were to open it up, it basically covers queries, spatial joins, and then some of the census information that we've talked about. So this is just a sample of the quiz. Number 1, spatial join is performed by joining two GIS data layers based on a containment or proximity relationship. Basically, the whole goal of a spatial join is to count the number of points within a particular polygon. That's what we've done for this class for the most part, but we can also do some sort of proximity relationship points that are closest to a particular line or a line feature class also. So what we're trying to do is, in class, we've talked about the number of tornadoes by county or other features by county. Number 2, we talked about troubleshooting the join function. It may not work for a variety of reasons. When we run that join, we'll get a lot of nulls. So answer yes or no. If we have a list of county names, and one is capital Durham, one is proper, we call proper case Durham, first letter is capitalized, the rest is lowercase, it will not run. It will not, because remember, computers are stupid. Okay, they are going to make sure that each of these keys is exactly the same. And I've run into a lot of issues, and I think I've shown these in class, where if you have a space or you spelled something wrong or you have a trailing space, it will not work. Number 3, a join may not occur for a variety of reasons. If we have different attribute names, even though everything appears the same, that's okay if we have different attribute names. In one layer it's called county, the other it's called county name. It will run. Okay, it is allowed to run, and the answer for that will be yes. Number 4, I run a spatial join between counties. After I run the spatial join, and we'll look at this in a little bit, but the frequency is called count. We'll see a column called count, and there's one there. Number 5, the original goal of the census was to find the appropriate state apportionment for the House of Representatives. So in North Carolina we currently have 13, but that wasn't always the case. So when we have increases, we go from 11 to 12, 13, and maybe 14 in the future, based on our proportion of population within the United States. Number 6, from smallest to largest, how does the U.S. classify enumeration units? The smallest is the block. Then we go to block group, tract, county, and state. Zip code is not a census enumeration unit. It's used for mailing, and we do collect information at that level. Okay. Number 7, which of the following is collected at the SF1 level? So I've shown examples of forms that we've collected. SF1 is the form that every single person answers, and we look at age, race, housing, status, and that's about it. So number 7 would, and gender, so number 7 would be C. Number 8, I have a FIPS code for a block group in Durham, 37063-0012021. The first 2 are the state, the next 3 are the county, the next 6 are the tract, and the last one is the block group, and then we can actually add another 3 for the block. So there are no other block groups in the entire United States that have this number. Okay. The FIPS code for the census tract is going to be these 6, so 001202, and that trailing 1 is going to be signify the block group. Number 9, the survey of data taken during non-decennial census years is called ACS. Number 10, using quick facts from the census website. What is the median household income for the entire U.S.? So I've got an example here. If I go to quick facts, this is quick facts, www.census.gov/quick facts, I can type in different enumeration units. Obviously these data are going to be slightly different because it's always being updated, but if I were to look at the entire United States, which is the default, and I can hit Control F, I can type in the word median household income, and in 2016 dollars, it looks like these are sampled. Let's see, it's $55,322 for the U.S., compared to $48,256 for the entire, for all of North Carolina. So you'd look for that number there. Obviously, this is an old quiz from a few years ago, so these numbers are going to be slightly different. Using the quick facts, which the following counties have the highest home ownership rates? Okay, so I can X out of this one. okay, and actually type in some of the counties that I want. So I can type in Wake County, and the entry will appear here. Mecklenburg County, and I can look at all of these and the highest home ownership rates. Okay, home ownership, and you can see here owner-occupied housing unit rate. So for Wake County, 63.4% of the people own their homes. Okay, owner-occupied housing, so those are the people who live in their homes, who own them, as opposed to rentership. And so I believe for number 7, using the current data, the high would be Wake County. And then for number 12, the highest population densities, people per square mile. And if I were to go through and add all of those counties, I don't have the time to go through and add all the counties here, but down at the bottom I have population per square mile, and I believe that Mecklenburg would be the highest out of these counties. This is a short answer. So how many medical facilities are located in Durham County? So now what I have here, I'm going to uncheck my schools because I'm going to answer some questions about that in a little bit. But if I were to right mouse click and open my attribute table, I don't see any information here that says county name. So in this case, I would do a select by location. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to do is pick out all of the dots that occur in Durham County right here. So if I do selection by location, I need to select medical facilities, counties, intersect. Now the problem is if I just select all medical facilities that intersect with all counties, it's going to return all of these. So I need to actually select Durham County. So watch what happens right here under Use Selected Features. So I can use my selection tool, select features, and I can go and pick Durham County. Look what I have there. Now I can use selected features. If you don't want to use it using the interactive selection tool, I can right mouse click on my counties, and I can just go down and look for Durham County and select it right here also in the left hand tab. So remember what a right answer should look like. So that intersect, I need to make sure I use selected features, and there it is. So now you can see just the points within this particular county are highlighted. If I were to count those up, you'd see there's 206. 206. Number 14, what county has the least number of schools? Who wants to go through and do this instead of doing this for medical facilities? Who wants to go through and do this for every single county? Definitely not me. Okay. So I'm going to clear this, and this is the case where we'd run a spatial join. So I'm going to right mouse click on counties, joins and relates, and I want to join data based on spatial location. Now remember the caveat that we had here. It says most number of teachers, because there's a column there called num teach. So while we're going through and picking out these schools that are located within each particular county, at the same time I can add up the number of teachers. I can add up the number of deaths if we were looking at tornadoes or whatever. So I'm going to click on the average and the sum. I've got my little navigation tool here, so I'm going to click on this folder. Now I want to click on my quiz number 4. So I'm going to click on quiz number 4. I've got this join output, and I'm just going to call this output schools. Make sure you click on the actual database here, which is the gray cylinder, and make sure the save as type is file and personal geodatabase format. Okay, I'm going to save this and run. Okay, and what we're doing is we're counting each county by the number of schools. And this doesn't look particularly attractive, but if I right mouse click and open up this attribute table, let's see what we have here. I've got all the attributes attached to schools. Now look what else we have. I have a count. Okay, I have a count right here. So the count represents the number of points by school. Okay, so I can see I have 3 counties here that have Graham, Clay, Hyde, and Tyrell. And if I were just to happen to click on my schools right here, or X out of this and move this up, if you happen to look at this, you would see there's 3 schools located in each of those counties. Now the question asks, what county has the least number of schools? So I can answer any one of those 3. So wherever the count is the lowest. Okay, so any of these counties, and make sure you specify. I might have a question that says which one's the most, what county has the most. Well, there's 189 here in Wake County using these data. The answer that I give you might not have these exact same answers because I'm always updating the school data. And I'm always updating these with schools and the number of teachers. Last thing that we have here is some number of teachers. So as we're going through and counting up the number of schools by county, what county has the most number of teachers? So I can sort ascending or sort descending, and you can see right here, there's, in this particular county, there's 9736 teachers in Wake County. A previous incarnation of this quiz had Mecklenburg County with the most number of schools and Wake County with the most number of teachers. It looks like Wake County has surpassed them in both. Okay, so you might see some questions that say something to the effect of what school what county has exactly 1,415 teachers. So you can see this county right here, 1415. Go all the way to the left. That's Randolph County, has 1,415 teachers. Imagine having to go through and hand jam all that or try to Google or whatever. It'd be very, very difficult to do.